Hey, good afternoon. This is Brett with VWAP Videos. Making one quick video on NUGT. And before I start, hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're safe. Hope you are able to stay indoors. I hope you have bread, toilet paper, milk, and water. And, wash your hands and don't touch your face. Anyway, let's get into it. I use the VWAP, volume weighted average price, and the Anchored VWAP to help me make intraday trades, especially for the Anchored VWAP. And one of the reasons, like always, that I like to use it is because I can anchor on any specific event, any particular bar that is important to me. And, that is how I use the Anchored VWAP for my entry and exit out of trades. And so here's a quick thing that I wanted to show you on NUGT. I've removed all of my indicators minus VWAP, which is this orange line, and Anchored VWAP. Right now I think that your 200-day, 50-day, 20-day average price is kind of busted, and I'm not even really focused on it right now. Rather, and more so, I'm looking at VWAP as it relates to things that are important to me. And here are two that I've anchored. So I anchored back here. This was on the 16th, where we kind of hit our, most recent low, and that's right at $5.13. And then I also anchored here. Actually, I'm going to put this here. Again, we had a bit of a run up, and we had a bit of a pullback down towards that $5.13 range that, as you can see by this line, has been, giving us some support right around that price. So these are the two important anchors for me. The reason being, we've had a decline all the way down here, and the reason I anchored here is that this is right when we started to see support, right when things kind of turned around for NUGT, and we saw some appreciation in the stock price. But then again, same thing, down significantly. We're looking at what, 65% decline there. So that's significant. And the reason I'm going to anchor here is because, again, after that 65% decline, this is when we started to see things kind of turning back up a little bit. Not significantly, but this is the first bar that's important to me. I'm using a 15-minute chart right now, but when I go to calculate an entry, I more so focus on, probably a 3 or 5-minute chart. And, what I'm looking for is for the price to cross over the Anchored VWAP and, to do so on volume. So let's switch to a 5-minute and I'll show you. Okay, so this is that lower Anchored VWAP that I was describing earlier. Technically here is where I had it anchored before, and then you can see that immediately it kind of went above it. It bounced a little bit, kind of floundered around, and there was no trade for me here, no trade at all. But I did actually get into a trade today. There was one here that we could have made, but I wasn't watching it at that time. Anyway, I did make a trade today, and I bought it on this bar here. And the reason I did so, I liked, this is a 5-minute chart, but I like to wait for confirmation, especially in times like this. So I wanted to make sure that it was going to go the direction that I wanted to go, and I wanted to have one extra bar rather than jumping in right away. So the process goes, I set a notification for price across the Anchored VWAP. I look at volume, so hey, we've got a little bit better than average volume, and I wait for confirmation on another bar. So that was this bar here. I got in right around 6:30 or so, and I rode that all the way up to here, up to 686. So 630 to 686, that's around 7 to 8%, something like that. Now, I sold on this bar, and why did I sell? Well, you can see the volume. We had some negativity. We saw a steep drop. This bar here, you're looking at just in this one candle, 4%. So I went ahead and sold. The thesis and the theory can be that, if the price is above VWAP or anchored VWAP, you stay in. If it's below, you're out. So, yeah, I missed out on a little bit here, a few percent. I could have stayed in it, but this was a pretty convincing bar for me. And I went ahead and exited the trade and went ahead and took a little bit of profits. Keep in mind, we're trading small, we're trading, very small positions. We're not investing a lot of money in this. So although, it was about 7-8%, it wasn't a huge trade for the account. Reason I left this anchor here is I'm going to use this potentially, if I decide that, this is something that I get into at a later date. This anchored VWAP here, I'm going to be looking for that to possibly be resistance, and then maybe later on be a little bit of support. So I'm leaving that here just so I can look at it for a point of reference for a later date. But anyway, this is how I use the Anchored VWAP to make intraday trades. And these days, especially with something like NUGT or JNUG or any of these leveraged stocks that you can get into, these ETFs, be careful with them. I'm not holding these overnight, and I'm just getting in and out and trying to make some pocket change when I can. So hope you find this valuable. Hope you found it useful. Good luck to everybody, and please stay safe out there. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.